Hello friend, it's BorasLegend here, and today's time for a new video, a new tutorial on my channel. And this will be a big one about the new feature in FIFA 19, timed finishing, which is also one of the biggest mysteries in the universe. How do you perform this successfully is the big question, and today I will show you exactly everything you need to know about timed finishing. There are a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to timed finishing. A perfectly timed finish doesn't mean the player will score. It will just slightly increase the accuracy and power. In fact, a perfectly timed finish can still end up in the atmosphere. So how is that possible? Well, let's get into the basics of shooting. Using the right power is crucial in order to perform a good timed shot. The right power of the shot is more important than to actually time the finish. A poorly timed finish with the right power can still end up in the goal. When you use time finishing, you should power up as you normally would do. About 2 to 2.5 bars of power from closer range and 3 to 3.5 bars of power from longer range. Now we understand the basics of shooting. Let's move into the timing. This requires a second press on the shot button. So you power up and then you hit the shot button a second time, just like you did with driven shots in previous FIFA. But here comes the big key, so listen carefully. You must make the second press on the shot button just when the player's foot is about to hit the ball. We also decided to turn the trainer on temporary to understand the concept better. When you power up, the player will start to swing with his foot. We call it the pendulum. You need a pendulum in order to shoot a ball away. It is the rules of physics. Now, after you powered up and the pendulum of the player's foot has started, you need to try to time the second press on the shot button. You need to make the second press just when the player is about to hit the ball, just a couple of inches away. If you press too early, the shot will fail. Here you can see how we make the second press when the player's foot is about 1 meter away from the ball. And of course, this will end up in a total failure. So, how can I track a player's exact pendulum? Well, it's very hard if the player is running slowly. But as he speeds up, each touch will get longer and you will be able to see exactly when the player is about to connect with the ball again. You don't want to use the trainer in the game as it's extremely annoying, but you can still see in the game if you time the shot or not. A green sign will turn up over the player's marker if you connected it perfectly. A yellow sign will turn up for a decently timed shot and a red one for a terrible strike. Now we're gonna take a look at some examples here in extreme slow motion. We have first Pjanic on this volley. You can see that we're using the right power first and foremost. It's about 3 bars power from this distance. But then we're gonna try to time it. But as you can see, we press now. And this is about 1-2 meters away from the contact with the ball. So this is way too early. You can also see that this will end up in a very bad effort from Pjanic. But here we have Cristiano Ronaldo, and this time using the right power, 3 bars, and you can see here in extreme slow motion how this now is the perfect frame. This is the perfect distance from well, between the ball and the player's feet, and this will end up of course in a perfect strike. Great timing and great power, which means a goal in this case. And here once again Ronaldo, and we're once again using the perfect power around 3 bars from this distance. And you can see here this bar up here, this these 2 white things, well, that is a distance from the perfect strike. You can see how it gets smaller and smaller, and here once again a couple of frames away from the contact with the ball, this is a perfect distance, and you can see boom, perfect timing, and we have a goal. And then also we have 2 late strikes, and this will result in a new type of color, which is the white color, which means that you simply overtime the finish. But it doesn't mean anything, because as long as you're using well, the right power, it will still end up like a normal finish, and most likely also end up in the net. Time shots is all about risk versus reward. there is always a risk of missing a clear chance when you try to time it. In fact, normal finishing still works very well in FIFA 19. That is why I recommend you to use normal shots from clear angles and try the timed version for more spectacular hits. Time finishing works with all type of finishing, even driven shots and chip shots, but these kinds of finishes most likely comes from close and clear angles, which means the risk will be bigger than the reward in these situations. So, is time finishing necessary if normal finishing still works fine? Time finishing is not really super rewarding as we speak. Even though you strike it perfectly, you will have a pretty small chance of scoring against a good goalkeeper. But I recommend you to keep it on and practice it. Sometimes it works amazing, you can score new types of goals, and it might as well get improved during the game. So it's definitely worth to master. That is it for time finishing, guys. I think that this feature will play a big part this year, so yes, just practice it. It will feel a bit weird in the beginning, but remember power and timing. And when you can time the shot perfectly without looking at the player's feet, you know that you have mastered this art. So just go to the arena and start grinding. That is it for today, guys. I hope you appreciated this tutorial, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to drop a like and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. As always, until next time.